Hey there, SK here, along with Vivian.
It's me.
Hey. So, one of our commenters, Box of Spoons, sent us a link to the Red Truths a couple episodes ago. It's not the most recent one at the time this goes up, but whatever. And I was thankful for that because that allows me to test one of my theories. My theory around this time was that the Red Truth holds equally across all game boards, and that if there was some kind of red, that even if the events in each game are obfuscated somewhat, the Red Truth would hold true across the literal, real truth of what is happening on the island. And we read through the ones for the chapters that we could, Turn of the Golden Witch and Banquet. We didn't want to read any further than that. And it turns out that cannot be the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, of course, we knew there were Red Truths about, locked room setups in the chapel and all that, but I thought that might have been a feint. Like, maybe those people could have been there at those times, whether alive or dead, just coincidentally, and could have conveniently caused that Red Truth to be true in the most technical sense. But we found what appear to be some contradictions in the Red Truth that would break my kind of all-in, all-or-nothing theory about the Red Truth, which is mainly that Jessica's corpse is described explicitly as Jessica's corpse in this Red Truth here, and then in Banquet of the Golden Witch, Jessica is described explicitly as alive.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that she couldn't have been dead later, but that she was alive at the time all of these people were dead.
Whereas up here, they were alive when her corpse was discovered.
It doesn't say they were alive, just in the room. But I'm also willing to accept that that's highly unlikely that it would have to be Battler on his own, walked into a room with all these dead people and, that's just not what happened. So, unfortunately, I have to give up on my all or nothing theory here. And thank you again for sending us the link to this and giving us the warning not to scroll too far. Because that was really helpful. Saved me a lot of hours of trying to compile that so I could just check that theory off. You also had a theory.
Yeah, I had always supposed that there wouldn't be anything carrying over and that the Red Truths would just refer to the events of each game.
Mm-hmm.
But there's at least one thing that throws something into question for that. If we look up at the top of the truths there,
yeah.
We have, when I speak the truth, I will use red. Everything I speak in red is the truth. But if we go on to the next game, that's not stated. It just says I have the power to speak the truth in red. And it doesn't say that everything that's red will be true. It just says that she has that power. So unless we are to suppose that the events of Banquet that are spoken in red may not be true, we've got to hold that the earlier things from another chapter do hold in at least that case. So we seem to have a sort of murky scenario where some things are true full stop and others are true only conditionally on that particular game. And it's not clear which.
Yeah. And we've pointed this out before, but there are also the cases of Red Truths that do not have any truth value. Like cackle, 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 hee 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 hee, ah ha 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 ha, or hee 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 hee, or come on, Ushiromi, Battler, kneel. I'm willing to accept you are incompetent might have literal truth to it, but
yeah, I mean, Battler wasn't very competent at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm willing to accept that, but there's also the fact that there's just Red Truths that aren't truths. So it seems like, at least at a naive reading, we can still take them as gospel within each scenario, but it's unclear how much value we can ascribe to them outside of that.
Yeah.
I think my thought, clearly my initial thought, that there is a sensible series of events hidden within the Red Truth spread throughout the various tellings, that holds no water. That cannot be the case. But then it's also unclear, then what are we supposed to take from them?
Because there are other things, like in Chapter 3 there, where we get into, there was a Beatrice in 1967 and so on.
Yeah.
I presume we are not to take that as merely something going on in this game.
Right, like stuff like in the forest of Rokkenjima, a hidden mansion called Kuwadoran exists. In 1967, in a hidden mansion on Rokkenjima, Beatrice Sama existed as he. It doesn't say it's Kuwadorian.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's really interesting, actually, that it doesn't say that. And Beatrice Ushiromiya is definitely dead. So, and I think it's fair to assume that that's true. Well, also, that didn't take place during the 2 days of the game.
So, yeah.
So, I think it's safe to take that as fact. But anyway, we want to just update you on what we were thinking about this. But we'll get right to the episode now. I gotta wonder, are they even gonna bother like showing us a series of events on Rokkenjima this time?
I think they must.
It's still happening, sure.
Yeah,
and like,
they're gonna.
But like, it's clearly not as important anymore.
I think it is.
I
think it is, and they will.
Okay.
I think it's just taking its time with the backstory.
Okay. I mean, backstory that is in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Back to the future.
This is a great game.
Yeah.
Hey, that's mine. Give it back. No, I'll eat it. Asmo, pass. Yeah, over here, Levea One-sama.
I wonder where they swiped it from. They were fighting over a donut or something, playing around really loudly.
Hey, Angie-sama is reading, so can't you be a little bit more quiet? Yelling stuff like that makes you the loudest one, Satan. Be silent, you foolish little sister. Just gonna give her the Francisca von Karma accent. You foolish fool. You're the loud one, Lucifer One-sama. Is there something you'd like to say to me?
I was already used to the oldest and the third oldest sister arguing with each other. Even though they're both so quick to anger, it's a bit funny how they're both having to hold back a little. They might be surprisingly like each other.
Here's another thought.
Yeah?
Another theory that this game kind of floats at you is that the magic might just be something that takes place in their heads as a way of coping. In that case, what value does this colorful cast of magical characters hold to the events of what happened on Rokkenjima? If it's the case that magic is just cope, then what the hell is all this time we're spending with the fucking stakes here?
We've established that the stakes are real.
The stakes could not be higher.
We did talk about this with the previous, or the one before, was it? We did establish the stakes are actual physical objects.
Yep, and actual physical objects that were observed outside the 2-day period on Rokkenjima there.
So they do.
This,
even if magic is just cope, there's a reason that they're here.
Even if these weird personifications of them may not hold, like, the stakes themselves do exist. That is true. If that's the case, I wonder if there's some kind of physical analog for the Chesters.
I don't know.
That's just a thought. We were told to be noisy, but this is a bit too much. Should I make them lower the volume down a little?
They can mess around all they want. It's 100 times more pleasant than that shrill laughter in the classroom.
Angie-sama, go to the next page. Quickly, you read really slow.
You like to read, Mammon? You look like you'd be the worst at doing boring things.
Mammon controls greed. That also includes a thirst for knowledge. Still, she wants to keep that knowledge all for herself, so be warned that she refuses to let people read any book you give her, and sometimes burns them after reading them.
Goes to the library, brings a lighter.
Hey, I'm here to check out some books. Drops a thing of kerosene. For the last and final time. I like knowing things that no one else knows. I like being able to do things that no one else can do. So I like studying and practicing, because I want to keep wisdom that no one else knows about all to myself.
As Mammon said that, her eyes sparkling, she peered down at the page that was open and read through it again. You could see the greed that made her covet that page even more thoroughly than I did.
I think she's got like a thing where you can just stare at a page and immediately internalize it. Either that or she's a speed reader.
As you can see, my magical power has grown much stronger than it was on the first day I summoned them.
But it's not then. This is still flashbacking to when she was in school, because she went in school uniform.
By now, I've gotten so that I can summon all of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory at once and still calmly read a book like this.
Hell yeah! Also, can you imagine Umineko, but all the scenes take place in chronological order?
This place, although I can't recall exactly where it is a quiet and calm street side bench. I'd been young back then, so I don't remember the details of its location. Still, I remember that my days walking here were a lot of fun.
Out on the boardwalk.
Together with Dad, Mom, and even Oni-chan. It was a memory of a very rare and very happy day when everyone had been together. The people who walked by every once in a while didn't even notice me. They just pleasantly ignored me and passed by as though everything was normal. Even the 7 Sisters' incredible outfits weren't embarrassing or anything, because it wasn't like anyone was actually watching. Come to think of it, I'm getting pretty used to it.
Think they ever get tired of holding their arms like that?
Almost certainly. As long as they don't make me wear those.
I'm getting a cramp. Can I move my arm now?
I was sitting on a stylish bench, memorizing a timeline for world history.
That was foreshadowing she's going to be wearing one before the end of the game.
In an academy system where everything is based on collective responsibility, there's no tolerance for dunces. It seemed that I was considerably below the average grade for the class. According to those extremely intellectual girls, if I alone improved my grade, the average would rise drastically. They had been kind enough to show me with a graph drawn by colorful pens on a B4 sheet of drawing paper. Just thinking of the effort it had taken to draw that was repulsive.
Math.
But I've already spat out all those complaints. I've already voiced my constant and furious anger and sadness to these girls here.
Hey. 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 Hey.
The sisters were sometimes indignant, sometimes sympathetic, and sometimes mourned along with me.
Oh.
I was truly happy to be able to share emotions like that with friends.
Hey, Angie-sama. What does it mean to be your little pug champ?
You'll learn about that when you're older. It's said that they were originally furniture that existed to carry out Beatrice's cruel sacrifice ceremony. According to the occult message bottle I hated, it seems that several of them even attacked my family. But I don't believe that, and it's pointless to question them about it. They are furniture, so they only respond to their master's requests. Even if they really did attack my family, I can't hate them. What I really hated was the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Or else that ringleader of the Ushiromiya suspicion, Aunt Ava.
The Ushiromiya suspicion is totally the name of, like, a bad documentary that runs for, like, 6 parts on late-night local access television. Angie-sama, quickly, the next page.
Oh, sorry. I'm tired. Mind if I take a break?
Yeah, Angie-sama said break. Let's play. Angie-sama, let's play.
When they noticed that I had interrupted my studying, the most energetic youngest sisters gathered around me. And that wasn't all. Even Maria One-chan and Sakutaro showed themselves. Was that his Pokemon cry?
Yo, Sakutaro.
They had probably been very close by, but they must have hid themselves so that they wouldn't interrupt my studying.
God, what a lad. Angie. How's studying going? Kya, Sakutaro, how are you? Wait a second, let me squeeze him too. Don't we all say the first one get there wins? Kya, cute, cute. You're crushing me. Your luck went out when you showed up while all the 7 sisters were gathered. Give up and let us hug you. Come on, it always turns out this way. I apologize for my older and younger sisters. Sakutaro is happy to meet everyone, too. How's it going, Angie? How's the studying going? Did you miss me?
Yes.
Don't you love your colorful cast of friends and all of their very distinctive voices?
Yes, and especially my Maria One-sama. Thanks. Well, not bad. They were nice enough to pass around printouts from a quiz that another class took earlier. Their beautiful sense of solidarity is enough to bring tears to my eyes.
See, look, Hylian shield. Oh wait, now we can compare. We wanted to compare the Hylian shield she's got to the crest that the sisters have.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get them both on screen at once here.
Well, at least it's probably better to put a timeline into my head.
Yeah, you sure are good at studying, Angie. You'll be able to get a lot of points, too. Good work. I was terrible at studying, so I'm jealous of you being able to get a good score when you study hard.
You're joking. When it comes to English, Latin, and knowledge of the occult, you're much more amazing for being able to remember so much.
I can remember anything studying magic, but I can't remember anything boring. That didn't help at all for tests.
Gee, I guess you should have gone to a school of the occult then.
They have those?
I don't know, I just kind of figured. Well, it's true that occult knowledge would be like that, but your grades must have been pretty good in English, right?
In first year of elementary school on a Japanese language test, there was a problem where I was given a picture of a gun and was told to write its name in 4 squares. It got marked wrong because I wrote the English word rifle in katakana.
Why? Doesn't that fit?
It was supposed to be the Japanese word for gun in hiragana, which is what I'm saying right now. I was told that's wrong because you don't learn katakana in 1st grade. I didn't really get it, so from that day on tests I wrote everything in hiragana. But I got into trouble with Mama for some reason. Got in trouble with the teachers too. Damn if that ain't the most relatable shit.
You were probably born in the wrong country, One-chan.
Then I'd rather have been born in a country with witches so I could enter a witch school. Not that big one that everyone's talking about, though. I hear the one who started that school is kind of an asshole. Ew. If that happened, you might have had much more wonderful magical friends. Ew. But it's not like I mind it now. After all, I can use lots of magic, and I've got magic friends. Sakutaro is all I need. I'm not the only one. There's also Sakusuke and Sakukichi, the animal man, Shimoda-kun, the seal, Sane-san, the rabbit, Mr. Pink-kun, and plenty more. Wait. Remember how you're saying, this might just be grasping at straws here. Sakutaro's got the weird flag on him. So did the Chesters.
Yeah, the flag of Iceland. I brought that up.
Yeah.
Why are they Icelandic?
I don't know, but maybe they're also like maybe they're based on the ceramic animals. That Maria has.
Incredible. The number of One-chan's friends keeps increasing.
Look at my Facebook count.
Every time I ask, the number of names for her friends grows.
Do you also notice how many of them were named after Sakura from Card Captor?
But there's no doubt that Sakutaro is her best friend.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
I'm a little jealous of all those close friends.
What do you think? How are the 7 sisters? Do you get along with them?
Those sisters are really energetic. They sometimes say shady stuff, but they aren't bad. I'd wanted to get a cute kid like Sakutaro, but I think being with them now is more than enough.
Everyone thinks I'm cute. You learn more of my magic of origins, I'm sure you'll be able to give birth to friends you like, Angie. Creation is still a bit too hard for you now.
There's a difference between creation and summoning. And resurrection is also different.
So your greatest wish is really is to revive your family?
Yes. I have a vessel for it.
What?
This.
Oh, that's right. I'm sure that hair accessory will eventually become the key to summoning Battler. The rest is up to your training, Angie. But when you summon it, make sure you get the one with the normal voice.
Although not knowing how long it'll take is enough to make me cry.
Stay strong, even if it's tough. You don't give up, Angie. It'll definitely come true someday.
If someone gave me some proof that it'd definitely be granted, at least that would calm my heart.
Then I guarantee it. Without a doubt, Angie will surely have her wish granted someday. I'll even say it in red. Record stops.
Thanks. I'm glad to hear it, even if you're just saying it to console me.
Oh, it's not like that.
Stop it, Angie. That kind of emotion will turn into the magic-resisting toxin. Feeling that your dreams will definitely come true is the best seed that buds in the magic power.
That's right. Sorry, Teach.
You need to be a bit greedier, Angie-sama. Go however far it takes to get the thing you desire. You're lacking the willpower to never give up, never let down until you get it.
That isn't true. Angie's doing her best.
Thanks, Sakutaro, Mammon.
Oh, you're welcome.
Crying about it won't help anything. There's nothing I can do except hang in there. I'll try hard.
Will you?
I'll grit my teeth.
Oh, let's see it. let's see you grit those teeth.
I'll definitely make my dreams come true. With certainty.
Oh,
that word, certainty.
That's a great word.
I'm worried.
That's very specific word choice of you. Where'd you pick it up? You're awesome, Angie. You do your best. Mammon and I will support you.
Yeah, we'll support you. The greedier our master is, the more our worth will increase.
Okay, no, they are very different designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are markedly different designs. But still, it was a good thing to check.
Yep.
More importantly, Angie-sama, we finally got 10 people gathered here. Didn't everyone say Shitori or something? If you lose this punishment game, let me nibble your ears. No. I've been reading a lot of Murakami novels, and I think it might have awakened something in me. Come on, is hunger the only thing inside that head of yours? Also, I told you about reading the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. Everyone knows 1Q84 is better. Please forgive my foolish sisters and their silly proposals. Are you sure it isn't about time you return to your studying? No, I waited so long for you to finish studying. I can't stand it if you don't play with us. Also, everyone knows a wild cheap taste is better. I don't think it's a bad idea. Perhaps playing every once in a while is good for softening the mind.
You govern Sloth, right, Belpha?
Why do they all have all cute versions of demonic names? Like, it's...
Because it's adorable.
It's something.
What you're saying sounds reasonable, but you're actually being sneaky, aren't you?
Huh. My apologies. You are diligent, Angie-sama. If it's okay with Angie, I'd like to play with everyone. Let's make some noise. Bring down the house. It'll definitely be fun.
I'm here too. Angie, let's play. Let me show you my favorite ones. Do you like Super Best Friends play? I do. A whole lot. Let's all do Shiritori. I don't know what that is.
It's the game where you gotta start with a word.
Oh!
And then, yeah.
The word in every single one of those anime scenes. Where,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In that case, let's start from Sakutaro's Uryu. Or, I'm sorry, it's more like... Did I do it right? In that case, what sound should we start the next word from? Ryu? Or you?
Ooh. I almost gave it. This is hard, okay?
Yeah?
From Uryu? I wonder. Maybe it really should be Ryu.
It's rare for a word that ends like that to come up.
Then I'm first. I'll do a word starting with Ryu. Ryuzu. Watch crowd. I wanted to go first. Ryudo. That would have been wonderful. That's you.
Zoo? Feels like we keep getting tough ones.
Seems like a much more interesting game to play in Japanese, where it's all like clusters of like it's more of a defined sound than just a letter. Because in English you can kind of cheat.
Yeah, if you're doing it one letter at a time in English, it's easy.
It's
and if you're
super
doing
easy
it
to cheat.
one syllable at a time, then it's up for debate because we don't have a very consistent way of spelling our syllables.
Exactly, and also some people pronounce stuff fairly differently.
Wait a sec, what order are we going in? Who's next?
I don't think it matters who. Whoever thinks of a matching word first.
Well, that sounds interesting. How about the person who can say the most wins? Fast-talking Shiritori. Then I'll go zucchini. Nikuatame. Garlic stir-fry. Makabu with pasta. All of them delicious.
Can only do food names.
Yeah, I said 3 of them. Also, I'm really hungry. Bells take 3 points. Can you use conjunctions? If you could use with, then anything would work. The last one doesn't count. -1 point. Let's start from me. Then I'll go. Meringue.
Okay. Ooh.
Gesudo. Drainage system. Umatatechi. Reclaimed land. Chikashitu. Basement. How'd you like them apples? Oh, Nesama, those are pretty crummy words. So what? Then why don't you try following up with something refined? Anyway, the 3 points for me. Just went 3 in the me column. See right here? There's a big 3. Next one's Sue, okay? Sue. I never played Test Breed Territory before. It's fun.
I don't get it at all, but it is a lot of fun.
I've played normal Shiritori before, but I've never experienced a Shiritori this weird.
Quick, what's your favorite Shiritori scene in an anime or manga?
I have no idea. I'd have to think about that.
Mine is the one during Planet Test.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, between Hachi and I. It's fairly good.
Huh.
It's really, I don't want to spoil it, but watch Planet Test.
Yeah. There's only the lively 7 sisters, Maria One-chan, Sakutaro, and me. I'm now surrounded by friends that are so fun to be with. The courage to accept a world of magic, a world of witches. That alone didn't change the fact that I was still locked up in an academy, without a single friend in my class. But despite that, I'm able to have such a fun and lively time. I'll also become a witch, like Maria One-chan. And someday I'll add my family to this fun circle. Dad, Mom, and Oni-chan.
Imagine the 3 of them hanging out with this. Well, we already know what Battler would be like in that scenario, but imagining Battler's dead, but really, I came back for this.
And if possible, George Oni-chan and Jessica One-chan. And the other relatives. I'll call everyone here without a single person missing. And we'll all gather together.
Really? Just as they were on that day, huh? I wonder what would happen if you got all of them gathered together. just tossing something out there.
This is my dream. That's right. Until I make that come true, I definitely won't lose heart.
I'm sure you'll become a great witch, Angie-sama. As long as you believe in that. We 7 sticks of purgatory will always serve by your side until that day comes.
You'll be there for me?
When the rain starts to fall.
No matter how long? You'll lend me your strength?
Of course. After all, I'm your friend, right, Angie-sama? Besties? Besties for resties?
Yes, that's right. Let's all stick together and play together. Today and in the future. Always. Always.
Until the day your dream comes true, Angie-sama.
The lively 10-person game of Shiritori alongside a street cut off from time, under the constantly bright rays of the sun, could have continued forever.
But then... Wait, seriously? What's going on, Ushiromiya-san?
In the end, I wasn't able to get a very good grade on my test. I tried memorizing things in my own way, but if you could manage anything by cramming the night before a test, no one would ever worry about tests.
Normally, when you know the problems beforehand, you should be able to pass easily, right? Easily. It's true that we didn't go so far as want to do some... Write the answers in the blanks. I haven't memorized how to do that yet, but someday I will. Write the answers in the blanks for you. We thought you'd study at least that much. What the hell? Come on, are you serious? I can't believe it. They're almost all wrong, aren't they? Did you really study properly?
More or less.
This isn't what you call more or less, Ushiromiya-san. It's so horrible that it makes me dizzy, okay? Oh god, please forgive her for getting a miserable grade on such an easy test, and for making the average score for the entire class plummet. I've got to assume it's just a generic giggle, but the fact that it's associated so intimately with Beato is worrisome.
The same test had been given in another class first. That test paper had been obtained, so the average score for our class had been unusually high, enough to obscure my slight improvement. However, there were some things I had no excuse for. If I'd spent that entire day studying like mad, I might have been able to get a slightly higher score. But I hadn't gone that far. After that, on that day, I spent the whole time having fun playing Shiritori with the seven sisters, Sakutaro and One-chan. As expected, the winner had been Maria One-chan. She was a strong player thanks to her wide knowledge of trivia. Sakutaro had gotten the punishment game.
Why did they phrase it that way?
He spent the whole time cheering for everyone else's answers, completely forgetting to think of any himself.
But everyone likes to have me around.
Because of that, he'd been squished by the seven sisters and had his ears thoroughly nibbled, hadn't he?
Hey, are you listening, Ushiromiya-san?
They were surrounding me, twittering like small birds.
I know we're not important enough to get character portraits, but still.
It was impressive seeing as Twitter hadn't been invented yet. They were annoying, smelly.
Do you want us to ratio you?
On the outside of that circle was Mammon, with an exasperated expression on her face.
Can I kill just one of them? Please, just a little bit. Can bring him back out, I just want to kill him a little bit. This is a messed up school, just like usual. Shouldn't you be more than happy as long as your own grades are good?
It's probably because of that collective responsibility thing. Instead of worrying about their own grades, they're more concerned about how embarrassing it is for the class average to be low. Or maybe it's because they really hate the volunteer work they're forced to do as punishment.
So in other words, they aren't studying because they want their grades to be good, because of collective responsibility, and so they hate volunteer work? Oh, I'm here now too. They're jealous and embarrassed. They don't want to be inferior to anyone, and they don't want to be humiliated. The only feeling that drives them to study. What noisy people. They want to study, why can't they just do it themselves? In the end, without collective responsibility and volunteer work, they'd have no desire to study. How foolish it is to study without knowing the meaning of studying. Poo 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 poo. Still, these guys are really annoying, and I hate them. Don't you dare disturb Angie-sama's precious day for even a minute. I hate those people. Just get lost. I'm hungry. Go away now, huh?
Sorry, everyone. I wonder why humans are so shameful.
It's probably because instead of working hard themselves, it's easier to make you work hard and earn them a higher class average to satisfy their greed. Humans are all greedy, and they'll burden others with their greed to make things easier for themselves. We'll eventually be reunited with them on the mountain of purgatory. When they get to the 5th terrace, they better watch their step. I'll stab them. I'll stab them several times.
Mammon controls the 5th terrace of the mountain that reaches to heaven, Mount Purgatory.
Interesting.
Since she's saying this, you can probably be sure that after those girls die, their journey to heaven won't be an easy one. No, on the contrary, let them just fall into hell.
Don't worry, I can arrange that. I have connections.
The class committee went to the student council and applied to use a classroom during lunch and after school. The purpose of use was for a class study group, a wonderful little gathering so that they could all surround me and make me study. I'm so grateful I could cry. Which meant that every day, all of my lunch and 3 hours of my afternoon would be stolen. The Academy and its student council, with its theme of student self-government, instantly approved of this pleasant activity that the students were taking up of their own initiative. In other words, I was no longer able to escape after school by leaving the classroom.
Wow, it's just drooling with... Alright.
After school, the first class study group meeting started right away. Would they open a textbook, then kindly and carefully explain so that even I could understand it? Of course it didn't turn out like such a naive illusion. After school in the classroom, dozens of my classmates crowded around my desk.
Hey. How's it going?
First, before we started studying, why were my grades so bad? What was the reason? It was decided that we couldn't start until I could clearly answer those questions, become aware of the problem, and show regret for my actions.
Oh, the best kind of study circle, the kind where you don't actually have to study.
Of course, there's no way for me to respond when asked a question like that. They've loathed me all this time, and they've rejected me and kept me at a distance, preventing me from joining in on their community. So I've avoided their community myself. There shouldn't have been any conflict for either of us that way. So even in this group that was enthusiastic about raising the class average, they obviously kept me at a distance. Even if I tried to join in, they would probably ignore me like they always did in the past.
If you just asked, we would have taught you whatever you wanted, right?
Right. They were getting themselves all worked up. I've already had enough of the hypocrisy of their tacked-on excuses.
Ushiromiya-san, your problem is that you're lacking a cooperative personality. You mustn't be satisfied as long as everything's good for you alone. Those who gather in St. Lucia's place of learning shall have a cooperative heart. That's written right there in the student handbook, right? I think having a cooperative heart is what gives birth to the desire to study together and contribute to the entire class. I believe that is the thing you lack before you even start studying, Ushiromiya-san. But what do you say? Hey, have you been listening to us? We went to all the trouble of staying after school today. Say this for your sake, right?
I'm so grateful I could cry. Of course, they didn't like that.
This way it almost makes us look like we're bullying you.
They reprimanded me. Fortunately, I'm normally all cried out anyway.
Good God.
If I'm told not to cry, I can hold it back.
Yeah, that's not a normal skill to develop.
First, I was made to write a letter of remorse and read it out loud. Of course, this was to be done by today. The class committee politely applied to the student council in the staff room for an extension on the use of this classroom. It seems it was accepted right away.
Wow, convenient. When the wheels of government are just working for you. Where are you at, Mouse-kun? There you are.
Which means that starting now, I'll be forced into self-criticism for at least a full 5 hours here. Ushiromiya Angie got a low score on her test and caused trouble for her classmates.
That's not it, right? You're getting low grades and causing us trouble isn't the root of the problem, is it?
It's a cooperative attitude, right? The cooperative attitude.
Come on! Why do we even have to direct Ushiromiya-san on how to write a letter of regret?
Their abusive jeers flew about one after another. I followed their directions and erased it. Ushiromiya Angie didn't have a cooperative attitude and caused trouble for her classmates.
Hey, wait a second. It's pointless if you just write whatever we say, right? Do you really know what regret means? It's pointless if you don't write it in your own words. Pointless! I always thought you were a bit strange, Ushiromiya-san, but you really are weird. Ah!
Even following their directions didn't change the jeers much, and now it felt like they were mocking me even more. So for several more hours, without rest, without even being allowed to go to the bathroom, much less dinner, I was continuously abused. I was coerced into writing a paragraph that humiliated myself. At about 9 o'clock that night, I was told to stand up and read it aloud. The contents were smeared black with tears and eraser marks. It certainly was my handwriting, but it was like a list of soulless letters whose contents I couldn't even remember. Everything had been copied down according to their orders, so while I had been the one to write the letters, they weren't my words. I'd been coerced into writing them down, and even coerced into reading them aloud. Even after all this time, I was surprised to learn that, beyond just ignoring people and hiding their things, there are other ways to bully people.
Hey, read it aloud quickly! Oh, look at how many people are staying this late just for you, Shiromiya-san. Why not thank us a little? Isn't the fact that she doesn't feel gratitude a sign that she doesn't have a scrap of cooperative attitude?
It's okay, Shiromiya-san. We'll always be with you from now on. Why not study with us and remake yourself? Okay?
As I stood by my seat, surrounded by them, I dropped my gaze towards the blackened page. And then I spoke those humiliating words. But right away, jeers flew at me, saying that they couldn't hear and to speak up. I can't read it. I had no idea that being forced to read a paragraph humiliating me would be so painful. My throat shook. My fingertips shook. The paragraph of humiliation written in my own handwriting made my eyes burn with a hot liquid. So my world blurred and twisted. I saw the girls surrounding me twist and bend. I saw them twist and bend into the impression that I had of them. In other words, that was my true field of vision. Beyond that twisted crowd of people, I could see my friends. Compassion could be seen in all of their eyes.
Andy, stay strong.
Maria One-chan and Sakutaro were looking at me with sad eyes, probably because they realized that even cheap words of compassion would hurt me. They kept alternating between trying to say something and hanging their heads.
What the hell is wrong with these people? They're just the worst. Really pisses me off. What's so fun about gathering on Angie-sama and torturing her? It's resentment they can't voice, despite their jealousy. They don't care who it hurts as long as they can let it out. What horrible, horrible people. Angie-sama, in this kind of situation, it's okay to go mad with rage for your honor's sake. Anger is an appropriate emotion and appropriate reaction. If you don't get mad now, when will you get mad? Stop it! Stop it! Don't stir up Angie-sama with cheap anger. If Angie-sama could do that, she would have done it already. She'll only get angry if doing so will improve the situation. However, from an objective standpoint, doing that now would probably only aggravate the situation further. Maybe humiliating, but the wisest thing to do now is to withstand it. Aha! You really are a sloth, Beltha. Quit fooling around, I can't stand this. Can't forgive them.
Everyone calm down. Don't become a burden for Angie.
A burden? What are you talking about? Is this the time or place to be calm? We furniture are not so cruel as to clearly watch when our master is humiliated. Angie-sama, you have no obligation to read such a humiliating letter. If you can't let out a cry of rage, then at least throw it onto the floor. You don't need to trash talk them. You don't need to yell so loud they can bend over backwards. Just throw the notebook on the floor with all your might. By doing just that, you'll be able to show your strong will. Don't start running on by yourself, ma'am, and I told you, right? If Angie-sama could do it, she would have done so long ago. Nothing will be resolved by the eruption of momentary emotions. Could you see that doing that would only make her treatment of Angie-sama even more severe? Why is it happening to Angie-sama when she didn't do anything wrong? Not letting you eat dinner and making you stay so long after school, I hate it. It's not just tonight, but tomorrow and the day after too. That's enough. You can't simply sit there bearing this humiliation. Hey, are you really listening to us?
Someone tugged at my hair. I was torn back into my tragic reality. I was no longer even permitted to listen to the Seven Sisters speaking on my behalf in my heart. My hair was lifted upwards, one of my hair ornaments came off, and I could hear the sound of it rolling on the ground. No one picked it up. To the contrary, they casually avoided it, as though something filthy was rolling towards them. I tried to follow it with my eyes, but my hair was tugged upwards again.
Why do you never listen to us, even though we're talking about something so serious? In one ear and out the other, is that it? Does anything get into that thick skull of yours? Get a grip, okay?
Are you really conscious of the trouble you're causing us? You aren't going to start saying that you just wrote it grudgingly because we told you to, right? Until you really show regret of your own will. This seriously isn't going to end, okay? It's not just for today. It'll seriously keep on going tomorrow and the day after, you see? Don't you play us for fools, okay?
I mean, why are you even still alive? Is it normal to go on living like this? For me, I'd just die. Wait. In the scene where we... At the end of the last chapter, where Angie jumped off a building.
Mm-hmm.
Was she actually trying to die?
Maybe.
You can't live like this, can you? Because your being alive just means getting in other people's way all the time, right? For me, I definitely couldn't live on.
Yeah, I die too. Doing that's better for the world than I die right away, right?
Then die.
Angie-sama.
Kill all of them now. Lucifer, can you hear me? You seven sisters of purgatory are incredible furniture that can massacre mere humans in a flash, right? You're always boasting about it to me, then do it! Massacre them right now. Right here, right now.
Well...
For some reason, Lucifer hesitated. Why? What's wrong? You're certain kill furniture that can fly around faster than the eye can see, and instantly pierce the hearts of a witch's enemies, right? I'm giving you an order as your master. Carry it out right away. Kill! Kill them all!
Angie-sama, please, calm down.
If they'd immediately followed my brutal order, making heaps of corpses with me at the center, I was ready to reflect on my own reckless actions of stealing human lives so readily, ready to regret and repent just as they had wanted me to. I was prepared to do that. And yet, Lucifer just let an unsure expression rise to her face and didn't move to carry out my order. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Vaguely. No, that's not right. I've known from the beginning. I've known that magic was all empty this whole time, haven't I?
That's kind of been the undercurrent
Yeah.
throughout this chapter anyway.
The Seven Sisters of Purgatory, yeah, right. Stupid, so pointless. I've known it the whole time.
Angie-sama.
I glared into the worthless Lucifer's eyes, and pain seemed to accompany that gaze. As though she was being assaulted with a violent headache, Lucifer grasped her head with both arms. But it looked like she couldn't tear her eyes off my gaze, so she was assaulted with a pain that grew more and more violent. Useless, useless. I hate you. Disappear. You're nothing but a delusion inside my head. Hopelessness and disappointment, resignation and a dream's end. A cracking sound like you'd hear from a frozen lake's surface during a fierce winter, rang out just once. At the same time, Lucifer's form, which was being tormented by a violent pain, stiffened in place and grew cloudy. It was almost as though a beautifully polished glass window had been heartlessly smashed and turned white from the countless fissures. And that was an accurate analogy. At some point, Lucifer's form had turned into a glass ornament of the same shape. Countless fissures ran through it from the inside, and as the head and arms collapsed, it crumbled to the floor.
Eek? Listen.
Who's the second sister? Leviathan? Carry out my order. Massacre them right now.
No, Angie-sama, please calm your heart and listen.
I'm not looking for excuses or backtalk or an answer. I want nothing more than a swift confirmation of my order to eradicate the girls who are humiliating me. If you're going to say anything else, there's no need for me to listen until the end. After Leviathan also turned white due to countless cracks throughout her whole body. She fell over backwards, splitting into separate parts along her neck, hips, and arms. If she'd been smashed to bits and lost her original form, it probably wouldn't have seemed so brutal. Seeing the two of them halfway left over made the remaining younger sister shake even harder. Why won't you listen to my orders? Why? Why?
My apologies. Here, under the current conditions, the anti-magic power is extremely strong, and...
What's that? You can't do it because humans are here. That's your logic? Isn't killing humans what you do? If you can't do that, then what use are you as furniture? Die.
The fucking intense music for this, like,
please spare me, Angie-sama.
As she clutched her head with both arms, Satan also turned white and fell down face first. Apparently the neck is the most slender part after all. Her head slid off and rolled over to Belphegor's feet. You can't do it because there are too many humans? Then later on I'll call them into the shadows one by one, and you can make a bloodbath of all of them, right?
With your current magical power, it may be easy for you to converse with us. However, you still lack the training to materialize us in front of all the humans here. I deeply understand your anger, but if even you could use us to attack and murdered everyone here, that would only make your situation worse. I know it's humiliating, but please control your anger for the time being.
Will I get the same answer from the next three? Are you gonna tell me you can't do it because the anti-magic power is too great? Are you gonna tell me you can't do it because my magical power is too weak? Then I won't ask you to kill all of them. Just one person's fine, so try and kill them. Right here, right now. As Asmodeus and Beelzebub held each other, they crouched down, cringing in fear under my glare. If they'd been able to obey my order, they probably would have carried it out immediately. And yet here they were, crouching down, empty, sad, and pathetic. That's right, I've known. These girls can't even touch reality with one of their fingers.
No, Bells, I'm scared, Bells. Angie-sama, spares, I don't want to die.
Die, useless furniture. Why are you guys even alive? Why are you alive when your lives are worthless? It doesn't matter if you die, right? Die. I'm telling you to die. Do you think any idiot would leave furniture that has no use lying around?
Yeah. Please, stop, Angie-sama.
What is it, Mammon? Are you gonna be the only one to fulfill my order? That's right. You're my best friend. You alone will do it for me. Get them.
As you are now, Angie-sama, even if you use us, you aren't capable of committing murder. It's furniture's duty to help with things their master can do. Things that even the master can't do, we can't do.
Interesting.
Do you hate them, Angie-sama? You do hate them, right? That's interesting.
Yes.
I totally understand why you want to kill them. Okay, in that case, go ahead and kill them, Angie-sama. If you stain your own hands with blood, then we, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory, will go along with you however far you go.
I'm asking you all because I can't do it myself, aren't I? Isn't being able to do things I can't the thing that makes you furniture?
Yes, we are furniture. Furniture to be used. Please go ahead and use us to kill. You'll be the one killing, Angie-sama. If you're saying that you want to kill, then go ahead, be my guest. No need to hesitate. Go and carry it out right now. And once you've prepared yourself mentally, once you're prepared to dirty your own hands, then we'll help you. But you haven't done that, Angie-sama.
Don't speak, furniture. You delusion. I get it already. You don't all have to tell me. You people can't do anything. You're nothing more than my delusions, illusions, daydreams. I haven't had a single friend from the very beginning. You're just a phantom, a pretend friend I created in my heart, in my isolation. Right? I've known from the very beginning.
The fact that you're calling attention to this theory immediately right now is like, when there are 4 more chapters to go, it's like, there's no way that that's the actual solution then, right? Yeah, that's right. We're an illusion inside your head, Angie-sama. But so what? Yeah, that's true. We're just imaginary friends created to soothe lonely Angie-sama's heart because she doesn't have a single friend. But so what? If you want to look at reality, just look at it. You can stop looking at us and return to being surrounded and bathed with jeering over there. Come on, go back. Welcome home to reality. Just call us only when it's convenient for you and pretend you have friends. Then spur us on even though you don't have the guts to dirty your own hands. Then deny and erase us once you realize that it's hopeless. Yeah, please enjoy it. I'll leave with the shriek of anguish you want, Angie-sama. Just copy the jeering you're being showered with right now. And do it the same to us to get it off your chest. It's also furniture's duty. Getting slammed against the floor when someone's pissed off is also a chair's important duty. If that alone can absorb their master's bad mood for even an instant, there could be no greater honor for furniture. Kill me, deny me, your first and final friend.
At the end, Mammon had a mocking expression on her face, but for some reason it looked splashed with tears. Mammon, Beelzebub, and Asmodeus were smashed and fell to the floor.
Come over here, Sakutaro. Angie is a little agitated right now, so you mustn't get close.
What about everyone else? Are all the 7 sisters alive? Did they die?
It's okay. It looks gruesome, but those are the remains of their vessels after being deported from the human world. Shells that have been shed, so it's alright. They're probably deeply hurt, but they're okay. Everyone is alive. I'm sure we'll be able to meet them again someday.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Angie has violated the contract of Maria Sorcière to do such a horrible thing, even though witches of the Alliance must respect and accept one another. Though all they're important friends to you, Angie.
No Witches Alliance has anything to do with this. Magic friends? Give me a break. I killed them, erased them. I smashed the 7 sisters.
Oh, that's so cruel. That's so cruel.
Just give it a rest with this playing witches thing. I'm begging you. Maria One-chan and Sakutaro, I want you to disappear by yourselves. Even in my imagination, I don't want to kill and erase you.
We aren't in your imagination. We're your friends, Angie. Whoa.
Ooh, it started to sound like Maria for a moment. I guess that's the Ushirami family curse for you.
Sakutaro said that as he hid behind Maria One-chan, sobbing. Sakutaro doesn't exist. Sakutaro is also an imaginary creature One-chan created to distract herself from her loneliness.
It hurts, Maria, why? Why?
You stop it. Denying my friend is the one thing I will not permit.
The same power that had smashed the 7 sisters was probably eating into Sakutaro as well. But Maria One-chan was apparently protecting him with some other power. So Sakutaro's form didn't break and scatter. One-chan glared at me sharply. It was a serious expression that I'd never seen before.
Sakutaro is my furniture. You cannot erase him, Angie. However, trying to deny someone is the greatest form of scorn for a witch.
Sakutaro,
Interesting.
Sakutaro didn't exist from the very beginning. He's just a lion stuffed animal, a phantom you personified with the delusions inside your own mind.
Ew, that's not true. Sakutaro is my friend. He was a stuffed animal once, but now he isn't.
No, he's a stuffed animal. A stuffed animal made of cloth and cotton. He can't move or talk by himself. You're just talking for him like a ventriloquist, right? You call that magic? You call that a witch? You call that a friend? I can't accept that.
Am I not me? Am I just a stuffed animal that really can't talk? And not Maria's friend?
As though struck with a high fever, Sakutaro weakened bit by bit. As he clung to One-chan's body, he did all he could to continue standing, but his body began to gradually slip down. As he did, One-chan held him, yelling at me as tears streamed down her face.
Ew, stop it! Don't burn Sakutaro with the magic-resisting toxin. Don't bully him. Don't insult him. Don't deny him.
think this is you. Oh no, this is her friend.
Maria Oni-chan, you're so weird. There is no Sakutaro. Stuffed animals are stuffed animals. I learned from Mama that they're made of cloth and cotton. There's no way they can walk or talk. Sakutaro! Sakutaro! You aren't a stuffed animal. You aren't a stuffed animal. You're a friend. Ew. Instead of playing with stuffed animals, it's better play outside with everyone. I'm bored with stuffed animals already. Nah.
Wait, was it Angie?
I hate you, Angie. Why say something like that? Hey. I hate you.
You're not my friend. I won't let you... Oh, what?
I won't let you be one of us witches anymore.
Maybe that was the two of them playing when they were younger.
It seems like it was.
Yeah.
Upon my name, Apprentice of Witch of Origins, Maria. I hereby expel the Apprentice Witch Angie from the Mariage Sorcière Alliance of Witches.
And then, what had been peaceful days to me became a daydream and ended. By now it's impossible to prove. No one can verify whether that really was magic or whether those really were my friends, or else nothing more than a daydream. I, the sole observer, concluded that they were a daydream, so that became the truth. Perhaps in the farther future I'll observe it again, and when that happens, maybe I'll acknowledge that it wasn't a dream, that the Seven Sisters really were my friends, and that along with Maria One-chan and Sakutaro, they did everything they could for me in my isolation. Something so vague is neither the truth nor an illusion. Maybe the reality here and now is the only world with the real me. Where is the real me?
Interesting. Just say, Oh. Go ahead.
The person standing amidst the girl's exposed wreckage that resembles broken glass sculptures, that girl who's breathing harshly, her shoulders heaving, isn't me. I'm over there. The me that's surrounded by a crowd and being showered by jeers, and who's hanging her head, her eyes red. Isn't the me over there the real me? I won't dream anymore, because there's nowhere left to run. I'm going back. I'll return myself to the cage made of flesh.
Hey, are you listening to us? It's not like anything will be resolved if you just stand there hanging your head, right?
I hear you.
You finally answered. You weren't thinking that this will end if you stay silent or we'll forgive you if you cry, right? We're asking if you're aware. We're asking if you're aware of the trouble you're causing those around you.
I slowly nodded. I acknowledged it. I acknowledged that I had slipped into the world of my daydream, trying to remain separate from the others in my class. To separate myself from and disgrace those sisters who spoke to me with reliable and kind words. Despite being totally unable to help when I really wanted them to, I acknowledged that. I, Ushiromiya Angie, do not have a cooperative attitude and cause trouble for my classmates. There is nothing to blame for that except my excessive inferiority complex towards all of my classmates because of my inability to study. And it's a shame that I'm alive. Starting there, I was no longer reading the paragraph they'd made me write. It was me improvising. And it was what was in my heart. They noticed that it wasn't what they'd anticipated, but while they did frown, no one spoke, so I continued. That's right, it's a shame that I lived. I should have had them take me with them on that day in 1986, and yet I was the only one who wasn't taken. Why am I here? This isn't the world I'm supposed to be in. No one will save me. For a time, I felt as though only the fictional friends I created inside myself could save me. But those friends were nothing more than a delusion, and they didn't save me at all. After all, this isn't a world of imagination, but a world of reality. So in short, up until today, I've been having the same daydream. I hated my real classmates and only lived by interacting with the friends in my mind. Just now, I split up with those friends, so I am here. I have no family. I've thrown my friends away too. There's no longer anything left for me. Why haven't I died? Someone asked that a short while ago. I think they're right. Why am I alive? I should have died in the year 1986. No, I must really have died. And yet, my dead soul is still locked up inside this cage of flesh. So I'll ask someone. If no one answers, I'll do it myself. Please, let me die. I spoke that sentence and looked around. Dumbfounded girls, shocked girls, girls whose faces seemed to be saying, "What the heck is this kid talking about?" And a bit late, more and more girls with faces that said, "Is this girl all right?" And then, when I ordered the friends in my daydream to kill, they couldn't do it. And so, I asked real humans to kill me. But of course, these girls can't do it either. In other words, both daydreams and reality are the same. Doesn't this mean that including this world, absolutely everything is a daydream? Then, there's no problem, right? After all, on that day when I lost my family, I was already dead. Everything that happened afterwards is going on in my head, my life flashing before my eyes after I failed to die. Once I understood that, it felt like the scenery surrounding me began to twist and bend slightly. Yeah, I'll finally wake up. I'll be released from this daydream world. I feel my consciousness sliding away. That's all right. Fade farther and farther away, and take me to my family. Then, no matter what happens in this twisted, stale world, I won't mind it at all. I saw the crowd get pushed aside as a teacher stepped in. Perhaps a teacher doing the rounds happened to notice a strange disturbance. The teacher was vigorously shouting something, moving to protect me. Watching that, I knew that an ally had appeared for me, even if there was only one, and I felt my awareness return very slightly. The only ones who can save me in the world of reality are real humans. Never again. Never again will I seek rescue from daydreams. This is the world of humans. Nothing can save a human, except other humans.
I see. That's what you think, then that's your world, Angie.
Yeah, and you find happiness this way?
If Angie believes that's the only way to find happiness, then that's the only way. She can't accept the blue bird in the cage for what it is, then she must go and search forever.
Rhea, are you breaking off relations with Angie?
No, nothing like that. I only did that because that's what Angie wanted. We witches are sometimes persecuted. However, we always remain by everyone's sides, and our aid can always be asked for.
Will the day come when Angie will play with us once again?
Maybe. Or she might forget, and it'll never come. In the human world, we call that growing up and saying goodbye to your childhood self. Still, if Angie just remembers, we'll always be by her side. And until then, we'll be waiting.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, huh?
Jesus! Okay. Ugh, so the thing in the back of my mind through that entire thing was that, okay, if it was the case that, they were going the magic is all a delusion route, they wouldn't have just hard brought it up in, chapter 4, right?
Yeah, seems kind of odd, huh?
Yeah, I mean, unless they're subverting that expectation, but I don't think that's the point here. I think the point is that they're bringing it up because this is a reasonable thing to be thinking at this juncture.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're also calling attention to it because they want you to understand that that's not where it's going to end up. In which case, I have no fucking idea anymore. It's clear that magic is somehow related to abuse and coping with it. But also there's a prime example of where that didn't happen.
Yeah.
In fact, was explicitly denied in that context. So, what the fuck? I don't know. We'll see you next time, I guess.
Yep.
We're gonna try to sort this out. Have a good time, everyone.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.